All right. Good morning, everybody. Get started. Can everybody hear me loud and clearly? Great. I see a thumbs up. That's wonderful. So my name is Bob Stein. I'm the Executive Director of the University of Pittsburgh Institute for Entrepreneurial Excellence, and we are excited for our kickoff webinar for the Comcast Rise grant program. We are so excited. Also, we just received word that Allegheny County Executive Rich Fitzgerald declared June 1st Allegheny Comcast Rise Day in Allegheny County, and so we are excited. We're excited for that proclamation. So today we have Stephen Bidgood here from Comcast Business, who will do a presentation on Comcast Rise and how to apply. It's a reminder, I'm sure everybody knows, so the application period is June 1st through the 14th. We also have our great partner, Juan Garrett in Riverside Center for Innovation, who will speak in a moment, who is helping promote this to all of our wonderful entrepreneurs in Allegheny County and get these applications in. So with all that said, I am going to hand it off to Juan Garrett, and we will get this party going. And we're excited for Rise.
Hey, Bob, I like a 10 a.m. party. I don't know about everybody else, but 10 a.m. party sounds like a day drink day for me. But hey, welcome everybody. Welcome to the Comcast Rise. This is really exciting news that we got a great partner in Comcast in our region, an anchor institution that is truly investing in underrepresented businesses, particularly women and minority-owned businesses. You know, a lot of times we hear corporations saying that, but do they really mean it? And that's what we're here to promote Comcast. The Comcast Rise program is definitely an opportunity for all of you all to try to properly win a $10,000 grant for your business to help that business grow to that next level. So we are excited to have Stephen Bidgood here, but I do want to just follow up. I know one of my emails that I've been sending out, I made a slight comment about the Easter Bunny. There was a reference made to the Easter Bunny. This is a joke as we use in our BizFit class that Ray Varga, who's also a colleague here at IEE at the SBDC, we used in our BizFit class. Typically, when people ask about grants, we always say it's like the Easter Bunny. You hear a lot about him, but you don't see him either because they don't exist. However, this Easter Bunny is real. Comcast is putting the $10,000 grant in the hands of the people that truly need it. So with that being said, there's just a few things. This webinar is being recorded, so we will be able to send it out. To send it out to you afterwards. So we got the registration list, and we'll continue to send it out. The application process is open June 1st through June 14th, I believe. And we've already started hearing from our clients that we've already applied. So our goal is to push more than 100 businesses to respond to this grant application. And we want to make sure that Comcast sees that Pittsburgh is real and bring more dollars to the region. So the more companies, the more friends you know that qualify after you listen to this webinar, please send them the link after you get it and have them register as well. We want to be able as resource partners to go back to the executives at Comcast to say, hey, we need more money in Pittsburgh. We want to give Atlanta and all those other regions that don't typically have, as you can see Raven put in the comments here, we have to beat Philly. We have to beat Miami and Atlanta. Check it out. My Atlanta registered over 4,000 businesses. We got to roll our sleeves to get there. So let's push this out. You've probably seen this from many other entrepreneur support organizations, many of your membership organizations as well. We want to give you the step-by-step guide on how to put in this proposal and learn a little bit more about some of the other great services that Comcast have. Again, we will be monitoring the chat. If you have any questions, I'll try to go through, ask the panelists. You put it in the chat. It's a little bit easier than raising your hand, and we'll be able to answer as many questions as we can. So at this time, I am going to turn it over to our great colleague, Stephen Bidgood. He does a lot of the workshops for BizFit, so some of you may have heard of him in the past, but he's here today to help us as a partner with the IEE, RCI, and our other resource partners to get going. So I'll turn it over to you, Stephen, to go on with your presentation.
All right, thank you, Juan. As Juan said, my name is Stephen Bidgood. I'm a senior business account executive manager for Comcast Business. My contact information is in the bottom left-hand side. You can call me, text me, email me. I respond to everybody. If you have any questions about this, any questions about Comcast, any questions in general about business, just email me. I'm more than happy to respond. I believe I have a 100% response rate. So there's been information. Please use it if you have any questions. I have no problem speaking with anybody on this call. My agenda for today on this is approaches to home-based business, because I know a lot of entrepreneurs start off with the home technologies Comcast offers. A quick overview of that. Our Comcast Rise program, both the technology aspect and the marketing aspect. Our Internet Essentials program, which is for residential use. There is a short video in there somewhere, and there's a question segment. So if anybody has questions about any of this stuff, hold it for the question segment and I'll answer them as best I can. So the approaches to home-based business, surprise, surprise, is treated the same as a traditional business because it's a business. Comcast treats home-based businesses very much like their traditional businesses, and we offer all of our technology for the home on the business end. So any sort of product that you could want for a business in a brick and mortar, we also offer it for home-based businesses, with the exception of TV. Comcast Business cannot offer TV due to copyright laws. You'd have to have Xfinity or Dish or something along those lines. But we treat it exactly the same. And we also help you kind of move from the home-based business approach to the brick and mortar approach, and help you separate your business from your personal life, which is what technology is all about. Here's some quick technologies that we offer for home office. Internet, mobility phone with our mobility application. That's the ability to take a business line and have it connect to your cell phone and have two separate phone numbers, one for the business, one for your personal cell phone, and try to keep that separate. Security Edge is a security product that is with all of our Comcast Business modems, which help keep your network secure. Connection Pro is a Wi-Fi backup. If the internet were to go out, it would kick over to a Wi-Fi backup that connects to a 4G, 5G tower. Business Voice Edge is a full phone system between 5 and 500 phones or even more. I put this in a few realtor offices that work out of their home, that sort of thing. Wi-Fi Pro kind of segregates your network between home use and business use, or it will even do guest use versus business use. And Smart Offices are surveillance system. We do up to 20 cameras around an office, etc. If you have any questions about this stuff, I'm doing a quick overview of it because this is obviously about Comcast Rise, which is what everybody's here for, but this is just some of the applications we have. So Comcast Rise. RISE stands for Representation, Investment, Strength, and Empowerment. The website is in the bottom right there. You can go there to apply for this. There's information on that website about Comcast Rise as well. And this is really about you. How do we invest in the community and empower the community to make it better? And that's what this is really about. COVID happened and it affected a lot of businesses. And Comcast Rise was really developed to help those businesses get through COVID and help them succeed after COVID. And I believe we're on our 6th or 7th round of our technology Comcast Rise portion. And as Juan said, we are giving out $10,000 to small businesses currently, and this is brand new. It's a whole different animal, and they're completely separate with different roles. And I'm going to go over that with you. My recommendation is to apply for both the technology and the marketing makeover. Because if you don't get accepted for one, you might get accepted for the other, or you might get accepted for both. And we're going to go over those programs right now. Comcast Rise is a multi-year commitment to provide marketing, creative media, and technology services to qualifying small businesses owned by underrepresented groups, beginning with a focus on Black-owned businesses. And now we are moving on to other focus groups as well, such as women. And, you know, it's just a really good program. That's all I can really say about it. I've been doing this for the last 2 years, and I think Comcast is really going out of their way with this. There's a quick video, if I can get it to play, on Comcast Rise.
Are largely in COVID. Small businesses have been almost twice as likely to shutter.
Unfortunately so.
More than half of Black business owners
Struggling to obtain federal paycheck protection.
COVID-19 on African Americans. Somehow we always find a way to rise.
To the blueprint builders, to the backbones of every block, to the late night legends and the pioneers of legacy, the curators of the culture, the family franchise, and the generations to follow. Might fall, but never fail. Rising, rising, rising. Apply today for a variety of business, marketing, and tech makeovers on us to help your rise.
So if you notice, down here's a YouTube link on this slide right here to that video. They had the website there, comcastrise.com. That's how you apply for these grants. So here's a quick overview on how to apply, what the differences are between the programs, and what the requirements are. Again, representation, investment, strength, empowerment. Independent small businesses are the backbone of our communities, but today more than ever, small businesses owned by people of color or women have been some of the hardest hit. The time for talking and offering short-term gestures is over. We're putting our words into real, long-term, sustainable action through the creation of Comcast Rise. The first 6 iterations of this, we have given people and businesses free services. Just about every service Comcast offers, if it's applicable to the business, we've given it to them, as well as technology. That's laptops, tablets, infrastructure for their business, the whole 9 yards. And we also did marketing in the form of media publications. And we really highlighted the businesses that we've worked with through Comcast Rise. I personally have worked with a few businesses with Comcast Rise as a subject matter expert and help people choose the technologies that they could use to drive their business and also help them set it up. So it's a very real thing. Believe me, we've already invested tons of money and we're going to continue to invest money in these communities. That's our commitment and that's the direction that we are going. If your business qualifies, you have the opportunity to receive marketing consultations, media placements, commercial creative production services, or a tech makeover, from Effect TV and Comcast Business. The Comcast Rise program is currently available to all POC or women-owned small businesses starting June 2022. Businesses select cities about the opportunity to apply for monetary grants. And those are the 2 separate programs that we have. So here's some eligibility requirements. The owner must be at least 18 years of age or older and is a primary decision maker for and is actively engaged in the day-to-day operations of the business. No more than 25 full-time and part-time employees for the tech makeover. The tech makeover is where we offer the technology. No more than 100 full-time and part-time employees for the consultation, media, and creative makeover. The established business operations must be for at least 1 full calendar year. I tell people if you're in business for 10 months, it doesn't hurt to apply at all. Comcast is very much an individual case basis. Apply in 2 months, apply again. In 3 months, apply again. Just keep trying. It is a, we do look at businesses. We look at their current position, where they are, where we think they're going to be. And that's how we select these businesses. So Business changes month to month, as you know, so it does not hurt to apply. If you're early, nobody cares. If you're late, everybody cares because you're too late, right? So I always say to people, apply every time there's a window, keep up on it and just keep applying. And, hopefully you win the grant. Selected businesses receive one or more of the following business services: consulting, advertising and marketing consultations to gain insight on how to grow your business; media, a linear TV media schedule over a 90-day period; creative production, turnkey production of a 30-second TV commercial; strategy consultation and a 90-day media schedule; and a technology makeover, which is the initial RISE program, which is computer equipment, complementary connectivity, video security services for 12 months. After that 12 months, you do have the ability to go into an agreement with Comcast to keep those services after you get accustomed to them, or you can move on, or it's really up to you. But we do give you a full year of that service for free. And I've seen it help a lot of businesses personally. Here are the key dates for the investment monetary grant window. Application will be open from June 1st, today, I believe. Yep, until June 14th. So please go and apply. The details, it's $5 million total monetary grants will be distributed to 100 businesses per city, and each business will receive $10,000 in a monetary grant. For this, these are the requirements for this. You must be a Comcast RISE program eligibility plus. That's what this is. This is Comcast RISE program plus. You must have no more than 25 full-time and part-time employees. You must be established business in operation for 3 years. Again, if you're 2 years and 10 months, I would apply. If you're 1 year, probably not. They're probably not going to, but if you're close, I encourage you to apply. It doesn't hurt anything to apply, right? You must have a business address in one of the following metro areas: Atlanta, Georgia, Pittsburgh, Allegheny County, and Philadelphia, or the Twin Cities listed there. We're interested, obviously, in the Pittsburgh, Allegheny County area. So if you're in the Allegheny County area and you have a small business and you've been in business for 3 years or more, please go to Comcast RISE and apply to this. It's not very hard, I promise you. Comcast made it very, very easy, as Juan mentioned. Here are some important dates coming up. I encourage everybody to go back to this, look at this. Like I said, remember I said, if you're a year and say you're 10 months out and you're not going to make it into here for round 7, right? We're coming up on round 8 on 6/18, right? Round 9 is 10/15. That's 4 months away. So if you're 10 months, apply. At least now you know what the process is, even if you don't get selected, right? And you're all ready to apply on 10/15. So early is better than late, right? If you look here, investment round 3, here's this here. I would anticipate there could potentially be an investment round 4. So because of that, if you're 2 years and 10 months, go here, right? Like this way, you know what the process is, and apply. It doesn't hurt. And here are our announcement target dates. So we should be announcing the winners for the investment window on 7/26. They usually announce these pretty quickly. If you look this, if you apply on 6/18, they'll announce it on 11/22. This is open currently from 1/16 to 6/17. This is even open now. See how big these windows are for the technology portion. So even if you've been in business for a year or about to be a year, go apply to the Comcast RISE Marketing and Technology. Just, it doesn't hurt anything. And if you qualify for this, apply for this. If you qualify for this, apply for both. You could be selected for both. That is the direction that Comcast has given me. So it is potentially possible for you to receive a $10,000 grant, free Comcast services for a year, a technology makeover with laptops and computers for your entire business, and for us to revamp your entire business from the ground up. that is a complete possibility with this program, with both programs. So if you qualify for this, or you're close to qualifying for this, apply to both. If you've only been in business for a year, apply for this one. That's probably the best advice I can give you. Here is the process flow for the $10,000 grant. You go to comcastrise.com. Oh, that went too far. How do I go back?
See on the bottom of your screen, you can see the little highlight.
Oh, I see it. Oh, that is
Yeah.
perfect. Thank you so much, Juan. Okay, so process flow for the $10,000 grant. Visit comcastrise.com. Remember that website, keep it in your head. That's the website. You click apply and you will be brought to the RISE grant application welcome page hosted by Eureka. You register an account, validate your email address, and then you apply for the grant. To complete your application, you'll be asked to upload the following documents: a company W-9, and one of the following items, which would be used to validate your business has been established for at least 3 years: incorporation articles, official registration, or business license. Make sure you have that information. I did have a question about business owner SSN or EIN. I haven't received any word back about actually physically uploading your SSN for Schedule C. But a W-9 should work if you have one. If you don't have one, speak to an accountant. They should be able to direct you better on how to obtain that information. A business license, articles of incorporation, you should have a business license or articles of incorporation. And with the business license, we should be able to validate your business. We really need this information to validate your business. Comcast is very much about, we want to give the money out. That's what Comcast wants to do, right? At the same time, we don't want this program to be abused in any way, and we need some checks and balances there. So as long as we can verify you're a business and you've been in business for 3 years, if we verified this information, you're absolutely very much in the running. Then you just click submit, and there you go. Comcast gets the information. We look at your business. We look at that kind of information, and we're going to pick 100 winners out of the Pittsburgh area. It's that simple. You'll be notified via email several weeks after the application window closes. Applicants not selected, you will receive an email stating that you did not win, and we will encourage you to apply for the marketing and technology services from Comcast Business and Effect TV. That's the technology makeover. I recommend you apply to both, because just because you don't get one, you might get the other. And if you do get both, I mean, hey, great, right? Eligibility requirements, again, you must be Comcast RISE Program Eligibility Plus, which is no more than 25 full-time and part-time employees, and established business operations for a minimum of 3 years. Now, the technology makeover, if you notice, you can have up to 100 employees. So if you have 75 employees, apply for the technology makeover. There's again, you could have 75, 99 employees, right? That technology makeover is very real, and you get free services for a year. The application for the grant is between June 1st and June 14th, 2022, and the recipients will be announced by the end of July 2022. So even if you're not selected, you will get an email saying that you're not selected. If you are selected, you will absolutely get an email and be contacted by Comcast saying that you have been selected, obviously. So here's a Q&A, FAQ. How do you apply for Comcast RISE? You go to comcastrise.com and fill out an application. Again, the application period for the current wave of services are January 16th, when we'll close June 17th, and then we have a round 7 coming up, as you saw, and that's for the technology marketing technology services. The investment fund is currently going on today until June 14th. So please make sure you submit those applications. The selection process, Comcast RISE recipients will be selected to receive business services based on the qualitative and quantitative answers submitted. The selection committee to be identified by Comcast will review all eligible submissions received during the contest period and use the following judging criteria to determine the top finalist: completeness of the submission, originality of the submission, and persuasiveness of the responses to questions provided on why the applicant should be considered for the Comcast Rise program. I am not on that board, so please do not bombard me with please select by distance, because I have no decision-making in that whatsoever. I do know that the people on the board are in senior leadership roles, and they do look at all of this stuff as a completeness. And I know some of the people personally, and they're fantastic people. They're very smart, very brilliant, and they do a lot of due diligence. So make sure you answer every question, you speak from the heart, and with some luck, you'll be selected. When will the marketing technology services be provided? This is a quarterly based program with a rolling submission process. And recipients are chosen until the quarterly amount is allotted is exhausted. I know round one had something like 25 recipients or something, and we're now on round 7. It's a continuing thing. So as people apply, if they meet the criteria and we have an allocation available, we provide those services to that business. So that's why I say, if you're not selected, apply again. If you're early, apply early, apply later for the technology makeover. I think it's really important. Is there a cash alternative to the services awarded from the marketing technology program? No, there is no cash alternative to the technology and marketing program. We're going to offer you the technology. We're going to give you the technology. We're going to do a marketing makeover, and that's what we're promising. There are another question that comes up: are there tax implications with available services awarded for marketing technology program? You are responsible for applicable federal, state, and local taxes. We recommend that you contact your tax accountant or contact a accountant to determine this sort of thing, and work very closely with them to receive these awards. If you're not selected, can I reapply for the program in the future? Yes, you can continue to apply. So I recommend everybody, if you're not selected, to please reapply. We base this on your application in its entirety. So please reapply if you're not selected. If you've already won previously, can you reapply and be considered for a different business service? Yes. If you received the technology makeover, but not the grant fund, you can reapply to the grant fund if we do a round 2. If you're selected for the marketing fund, but not the technology makeover, you could reapply for the marketing makeover, and you can potentially be awarded that. If you're currently a client Comcast business or Effect TV, can you apply? And are there any restrictions to the services you can receive? Yes, you can apply. We do have a slightly different process. If you're an existing Comcast business recipient, what someone like myself would do is I would look at your current services versus what we have to offer and try to match them and try to match it for you to grow, because the services are if you're selected for the program, the services are free. So we would kind of marry those two things together and try to come up with the right business plan for you. Is this program only open to businesses owned by people of color or women? Yes. Comcast has been leaning in to support all small businesses throughout the pandemic, and we use the learnings here to reinforce those efforts. Eligibility initially is open to include businesses owned by people of color, including Black, Indigenous, Hispanic, and Asian American owners, among others, or women owners, because these marginalized communities are hit hardest by the effects of the pandemic. I've seen this in my own personal community. I'm on the East Coast, just so everybody knows, I'm on the eastern half of Pennsylvania. I've spoken about this with Comcast managers, other business account executives about our territories and what areas are recovering the fastest versus the slowest. And this is exactly what we find in our day-to-day operations. I am a member of the news media. Want to learn more? If you are a member of the news media and you'd like to learn more, please email ComcastRise_press@comcast.com, and we will have a Comcast media specialist reach out to you. And we would very much like to hear from you. Now I'd like to go over, that's the Comcast Rise program. If you have questions, there was a question Q&A at the end of this. Now I want to go over the Affordable Connectivity Program, which Comcast also offers. This is for ACP, which is the Affordable Connectivity Program. It modifies and extends the Emergency Broadband Benefit Program and will help low-income households pay for broadband services. So to give an idea, 14.2 billion additional funding is additional funding compared to 3.2 for the emergency broadband benefit. Up to $30 per month per benefit per household, up to $75 for households located on tribal lands. This was launched December 31st. This is a state and federal program that you can apply to help pay for your home internet and also potentially your home cell phones. And I'm going to go over that. ACP eligibility, income program-based eligibility up to 200% of FPL. I'm not sure what that is. I'm not the Internet Essentials expert for Xfinity, but they wanted me to go over this. So here's the important things though. Most households with school-age children qualify through NSLP participation. Most households without children qualify through other federal assistance programs and participation. Example, SSI, SNAP, Medicaid, Pell Grant, etc. If you receive any of those, apply for this. Some households without children qualify through HUD housing assistance. If you have HUD, apply for this. Again, applying for these programs costs you nothing but time. They cost nothing. So I recommend you apply for every little advantage that you can get. Internet Essentials. So Internet Essentials is a low-cost internet speed that Comcast offers, and the ACP will pay for this. So ACP will fund up to $30. And if you look over here, Internet Essentials Plus offers 100 over 10 megabyte connection at, whoa, what a coincidence, $30 a month, right? Pretty cool. So this is everything that it comes with: parental controls, in-home Wi-Fi included, access to Xfinity Wi-Fi hotspots, option to purchase a low-cost computer. There's no credit cards, there's no credit check, no term contract, no cancellation fees. And to qualify for these programs, if you look, they're very similar. They're actually exactly the same. There's a link here that you can follow for internetessentials.com. If this is a program you'd be interested in, go to internetessentials.com and there's an application process there. And this is for Xfinity, which is a sister company to Comcast Business. So even if you don't qualify for Comcast Rise Plus, you may still qualify for Internet Essentials or Internet Essentials Plus. These are all of the programs that we have to get you internet for your family, for your business, for any sort of use you can imagine. Here's how to apply for the National Verifier form at acpbenefit.org. You go there, you apply for ACP. That will provide you up to $30 a month for Internet Essentials. And then you apply for Internet Essentials here. And just, you may qualify for this, even though you don't get this, and you may get this and qualify for this. Complete the Xfinity ACP enrollment form to receive your credit. You'll receive the application ID you received from the National Verifier when you were approved in step 1. Start ACP enrollment at xfinity.com/ACP. And then I encourage you to write down this information so you always have it. And then, and there you go. Also, any funding you get from ACP can also fund Xfinity cell phones. So for example, I know my unlimited data plan here is $40. I actually have the Xfinity phone here. I have Internet Essentials at $10, so my total bill is $50. ACP gives me $30, so my total monthly bill is $20 plus tax for my cell phone and my internet. that's a very real thing. So if you have an ACP benefit and you have Internet Essentials 1, not Plus, which is the slower internet speed, and your cell phone through Xfinity, there's some significant savings there. Let's just, and you know, there's some significant funding to go toward that to make it very affordable. If you want any information regarding Internet Essentials or IE Plus, Internet Essentials Plus, Joan McClelland, here's her email address. Email her. She's the expert for Comcast Business Internet Essentials. So that is the email. I'll leave this up for a minute so you can write down that information if you need to. And she is the end all be all for Internet Essentials. So reach out to her. If you need help applying for ACP, if you need help applying for Internet Essentials, she will absolutely reach out to you. She's a wonderful woman, and she's great at what she does. So does anybody, I will now open it up for questions. If anybody has any questions, Juan or whoever can.
Yeah, there was a few questions. I think you got through them. We were trying to find out. There was a lot of questions about Comcast Rise, which is Allegheny County only. We do have companies that are in Butler, Washington, and some other surrounding counties. But in the chat, we encourage them to apply for
Yes.
the marketing takeover. Or
I would actually encourage them to apply for everything.
right.
Although Comcast Rise says Allegheny County, if they expand the program, there's an opportunity where they may go back again. And if they don't go back, you could just reapply, right? There's absolutely zero penalty to applying to any of this stuff. So my recommendation is to apply.
Right. And do you know if that Internet Essentials eligibility, is that income based? It's not based upon
That is income based. That is
income
correct.
based. So it doesn't require you to be a minority. It's based upon income.
Correct.
Also, is there a way we could find out if the how companies are disqualified? We had somebody ask about their application was disqualified, but they never gave a reason why. If there's ever a way to say what disqualifies and makes the application ineligible for disqualification, maybe it's easier to report that a little bit later.
So I do know that they do follow these. Comcast is pretty strict when it comes like the requirements. I recommend applying even if you don't qualify for a few reasons. One, when you do finally qualify, you can apply to it, right? I mean, and you already know the process. So think of it as a practice run. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. Wait until you're eligible, right? Comcast has a lot of internal checks and balances. Some of those checks and balances could potentially disqualify you. I mean, a great example would be, let's say that you owe Comcast $11,000 for some reason. Not saying anybody ever would. I'm making an absurd number on purpose, right? Comcast might look at that business and say, okay, they owe this business this much money, this much business, you know, that sort of thing. We also look at, I know that they do look at going concern. If your business is just something that Comcast can't save and it's going out of business, it's probably not something that they're going to invest in, if that makes any sense. Unfortunately, that's just the nature of business. Being a going concern is super important. If it's something where you're not quite making it, but our help is going to make you a going concern, I think Comcast would take that risk, you know. But if you're absolutely bottoms up and, you know, and there's just no way to bring you out of that, that could disqualify you as well. So there's a few things Comcast looks at. That's why, for example, the grant, if you look at the requirements for the technology makeover versus the grant, one of the requirements is 3 years versus 1 year. If you're, you know, most businesses fell within the first 18 months. So you could be in business for month 13, get the technology makeover and still be out of business, you know, month 15. It's just the nature of business, right? But you could be in business for, say that you could be in business for 5 years and go out of business, right? But it's much less likely, you know, because you're established, right? So that's one of the reasons why they look at that 3 year mark. So there's a lot of different reasons why you may be disqualified. But just because you're disqualified today doesn't mean you're disqualified tomorrow, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Hey, there was another good question that came out. How long do you have to use the funds if you're awarded? Is there an actual deadline?
I don't believe so. Let me check something real quick. I gotta minimize this. Get out of this. Let me check my cheat sheet. I don't believe so. I don't think we really look at how you even use the funds, to be honest.
Well, I hope ain't nobody going to California on their funds. But it's really truly
Well,
here to help your businesses. And again,
right, it's
I
sort of your
believe
business.
on there somewhere in your notes, if you do win this and you win the $10,000, you will be issued a 1099 grant, a 1099. So it will show up as revenue and grant on your financial statements, which you will be paying taxes on. So if you are going to utilize it for your business, you want to make sure you utilize it for expenses that'll reduce that grant dollar amount for your taxes. So again, so as he's looking for that as
Right, so here's the official answer. There is no formal restriction to the monetary use other than some language in the official program terms and conditions. For example, not to commit any act or become involved in any conduct that's likely to adversely affect sponsor administrator or sponsor administrator's image, brand reputation, products, services, don't commit crime, you know, the usual. We do recommend the recipients utilize the complimentary 12-month coaching from Eureka, which is part of this, as it would help identify best opportunities for uses of the monetary grant, among many other resources provided by Eureka. So we do have some help out there on how to use the funds and some recommendations, but we don't explicitly tell you exactly how to use it.
yeah. All right, so that answered that question. There's a couple more here. We want to get through this because we only have an hour for this presentation. And again, one of the questions here, I have one in the chat from Sharice. My business was registered in Florida in 2019, but they just recently registered in Pennsylvania in March. Will we be eligible for Comcast Rise as well?
I would upload supporting documentation showing that you've been in business for a year or 3 years based on the program. And I think that might be enough to get you through. I don't have an exact answer on that, but again, it doesn't hurt to apply, number one. And two, Comcast is very much and has always been an individual case basis business. If you could show that, somebody who sees that and likes your story might just say, you know what, let's give this person a chance. And they do look at these individually. Like I know that for a fact. They really do look at each one of these criteria. They look at each business. They read those and they really do read those answers. So when they say they look at it as the totality, they really do. So keep that in mind. Make sure. I mean, one of the requirements, if you remember, is completeness of the application and how you answer your questions. Right. They may call you and ask you questions about your business before they make an application decision. That could very much happen. They really do look at each individual business on an individual basis. So I would absolutely do that, and just show that you've been in business for that length of time.
Yep. All right. Well, why don't we transition in over to Tanya's presentation? And it's great. Again, we want everybody to apply. The more people that apply, we can always use us as resources to go back to the Comcast executive staff to say, hey, Pittsburgh got this many applications. We need to open up this grant program. So let's transition and turn it over to Tanya Green, who's at the University of Pittsburgh, to give her part of the presentation. And thank you, Stephen. He's going to hang around as well as Tanya wraps up her program.
Thanks, Juan. Hi, everyone. I'm Tanya Green, the Senior Program Manager for the Institute for Entrepreneurial Excellence. And I just have a few slides that I want to share with you all as we wrap up this presentation. So the University of Pittsburgh will be hosting some office hours that can help support applicants for the Comcast Rise application. So tomorrow, June 2nd, from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m., I will be hosting some drop-in office hours at the Homewood CEC. You can register There's a scan to register, or you can go to entrepreneur.pitt.edu/events, where you can find some information on how to register for those office hours. And then Ray Vargo, our SBDC director, will be hosting some drop-in office hours as well on June 9th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Riverside Center for Innovation. And again, you can do the same thing. You can scan to register, or you can go to entrepreneur.pitt.edu/events. We'll put that in the chat for you so that you can come and just meet with us, and we'll try to help you as much as possible to apply for the Comcast RISE grant. And just to be clear, if we don't have the answers that you're looking for, we will be sure to reach out to Comcast that we're partnering with, and we will make sure that we get as many answers as we can for you during this process. So there is a lot of support out here to help you apply for this application. You do not have to do it alone. So Ray and myself will be available to assist you. So if you're looking for some additional support, make sure you register, sign up for some drop-in office hours with myself and Ray Vargo. And then I just want to share, I just want to share an event that we have coming up with IEE in partnership with Huntington Bank. We are doing a small business Seeds for Growth. So please mark your calendars for June 8th from 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. at the Rivers Club. This is for businesses who are minority, women, and veteran-owned companies. This is a no-cost product sales and development event where we will have 2 panels to help product entrepreneurs gain knowledge on opportunities and learn from established sellers. There will be a keynote speaker. There will be 5 local vendors who will provide a selection of their goods to all attendees. It's a great networking opportunity. If you're a maker, an inventor, or an overall product developer, this would be an excellent event for you to come to. Again, if you go to our entrepreneur.pitt.edu and you click our events tab, you'll see all the information for our Small Business Seeds for Growth event. Please mark your calendars. If you develop anything, if you have invented anything, you do not want to miss this. That's all the information that I have for you. My email is in the chat. Please be sure to sign up for a drop-in office hours if you need some support on applying for Comcast RISE. And I'm going to turn it back over to Juan and Stephen for any additional questions. Thank you.
Sure, and thank you, Tanya, for that great presentation. And again, as Tanya said, in the chat, they have been dropping in the chat the links to the offices at both the CEC location and also at the RCI location. One of the questions I did want to ask, are these slides going to be shared any kind of way, or if they haven't been already? We definitely want to make sure that we get this information out to you because there was some great information in those slides. And so I think we have them, and we might be able to share them out after the fact because we have everybody through registration. We could be able to do that. And again, this is a great opportunity. Again, apply, because we want to go back to Comcast to say, hey, Pittsburgh did the thing, and so we want to show them that we are here to really invest in minority and underrepresented programs. As you saw from Stephen's presentation, not only do you have Comcast RISE, you have the Makeover Technology grant application. You also heard about their free services that they had. There was one question in there. After those free services are done for a year, do you have to continue to pay for those services after that 1 year?
That's a great question. What I recommend is if you do receive the free services for a year, in month 10 or 11, contact Comcast at either 1-800-COMCAST or contact the person who set you up with the services. Keep their name and number. Could they be a business executive like me? And contact them and ask them what the next step is. Comcast, they may offer you a contract at a reduced rate. They may offer you the services and treat you like a brand new customer, any number of things. After a year, it is absolutely, I know, not free, unfortunately, right? I wish we could do free forever, but Comcast is a business, right? But there are contracting opportunities and that sort of thing. I will say this, Juan is absolutely correct about apply, because in my 5 years, going on 5 years with Comcast, one thing that I've learned is the more successful something is and the more it gets off the ground, right? The more Comcast invests in it. And that's just the way Comcast has been since I've been here. In all 5 years I've been here, if they see something good and it's helping them and helping the community and it's a win-win for everybody, the more they see that, the more they're going to do. And you see that with this iteration of Comcast Rise. Comcast Rise was initially a tech makeover, right, with some marketing opportunities, and it was a little light on the marketing. I mean, you got 90-day press scheduling and a 30-second commercial, right? And now we're giving $10,000 to 100 businesses because of the success of Comcast Rise and the initiative from Comcast employees like myself saying these businesses need this, right? So the more they see and the more people who apply and the greater the need they see, the more likely they are to do another round of this, right? And that's what we want. We want money in the community. So please, I encourage you, Juan is correct, please apply. It's super important.
Yes, it's great and implying again, Comcast, it believes in the efforts that they said. They made an effort and a commitment to disadvantaged and underrepresented businesses throughout the country, as you can see in their footprint. And they believe in what they are saying right here. So one last piece, can an applicant edit their application after they submitted that application? And that may be a question we may need to get back to you all on. Typically, I don't know anybody that allows you, once you submit your application, to go in and edit.
Yeah, I dot your T's, cross your I's, you know, have a second pair of eyes on it if you can,
Yep.
right? I did have a question about gross versus net. I recommended gross because it's not specifically asking for net revenue, so I would put gross.
Yeah.
That was a question I responded to.
Kabaya. Yep, Kabaya. I thought that was a great question. It looks like Steven said, is everybody put it in your gross revenues instead of your net income, because you may not be making a profit. So put it in as your gross income and let them look at your
right, and let them look into it. I mean, it doesn't, like I said, they're going to look at these in their entirety, right? And Comcast does its due diligence, right? So I would look at all that and everything else, right? I would absolutely, like I said, apply. The big thing is getting this information out there, which is what we're doing today, and getting, you know, everybody to apply that's eligible, so that we could really take a look. And you know, at the end of the day, Comcast, I know, would love to maximize this dollar, right, to everybody within the community. And they want the businesses who receive it to be able to maximize the dollar, right? To get the biggest effect that we can for your local economy. And that's really what a big part of this is about, is getting that local economy, you know, to grow, right? So as long as we could do that and we see that happen, you're gonna see, you know, more and more stuff happen. So that's really what this is all about.
Right. And there you go. And definitely, if you have other questions, don't forget, sign up for Pitt at Homewood for tomorrow on June 9th, I believe it is, at RCI. Reach out to everybody to definitely go out and ask these questions, because we're coming up on time. So just as a really quick recap, and we enter, definitely apply. Even if you don't qualify, you just never know. When I said that Easter bunny, we want to bring Steven and get him dressed up in the Easter bunny and run around our city.
I would love to come over. I've been trying to get them to let me go out there for a while. I'm still pushing for one.
He wants to come to Pittsburgh, so let's give him a reason. Let him be the Easter bunny.
I will answer these best two questions, Juan, because I think they're kind of important. Well, there's two questions I want to answer because I think they're pretty important. So I've been in business since 2018. I have a new business in process for daycare center. I do have my EIN number. Can I apply for both? Sure. I mean, we're basing it off of business, not ownership, right? So it says your business must be in business for 1 year or 3 years, et cetera, right? I mean, there you go. You have two businesses. There's no reason why you can't apply for both. Does my business need to be a Comcast internet cable customer? No, they do not. They could be not with Comcast and we'll look at your application and we'll look at your story. And, you know, the technology makeover, to be honest, a lot of them don't have Comcast services. And this is a way for Comcast to showcase our services, you know, so getting service for free will certainly help you, right? And we get to showcase our services to you. And at the end of it, you may stick with us. And when your business is doing more well, right? So absolutely, if you're not a Comcast internet or cable customer and you're within our footprint, absolutely apply 100%. And I know I'm gonna have a lot more questions. You know, this has to end when it ends. You have my email address, email me, ask Juan questions. He knows a bit about it, you know, use the resources available to you. I encourage you to go to comcastrise.com. There's absolutely some information there regarding the requirements and that sort of thing. And, you know, I hope everybody here is successful and continues to be successful. I hope you all do well. And I look forward to working with hopefully everybody on this call at some point in my career.
Yep. And just final note, as Comcast says, when one of us rises, we all rise. Good evening. That ends our webinar. Look forward to seeing you all. Good luck, spread the word, and hope to see you all. Thank you for a great presentation.